working through resentments. Everyone has resentments in everything they do in life. It's usually when you're younger, though, because after you get out of high school, you get into that college slash your career time, your late teens and all through your 20s. You're coming into your own, living on your own, and having to take care of things by yourself. And when this happens, real life hits you, smacks you right in the face. And then you aren't as good as you thought you were. You aren't as good as you were told, and you're starting to figure out that it's a big world out there and there's a lot of competition. And for men, that's all that we are. We face competition all the time. Competition in creating, competition in competence, competition. That competition like builds up and just causes a lot of resentment. Even like it starts with back at home, your childhood, right? It's like, you told me I was this, you told me I was that, and I grew up, I went into the world, and now I'm nothing. Like so many things, and a lot of men like they blame their parents. It's crazy. I talk about it all the time. My parents did a ton for me. Was it always the best? Who cares? It doesn't matter. They made, as long as your parents had a safe life for you and provided more than as much as they could, then who cares? So get that out of your head. You need to get through that resentment. And for a lot of people, there may be some trauma that you had to deal with, but dwelling on it does nothing, really. And if it's nothing that you can talk through with those people, then just get over it. But the resentments I'm mostly talking about is like you get your first job, right? And there's that boss that's riding you all the time. And just like, man, this guy freaking hates me. Doesn't matter what I do, hates me. Always poking at me, like showing my flaws, like, oh, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. And then like maybe you'll find out that they were doing it for a certain reason. I tell a lot of people that go back and talk to those people and just be straight up with them. Be like, dude, I hated you. Like you treated me so poorly. Maybe you'll get a different perspective. Be like, oh, I did that because I expected more from you. I wanted to get more out of you. And I did. Look, you started here. You started here and then you went up. You got better. You progressed. He's like, but he may say, oh, but I hated it, but it did better for you. Did you learn something from me? Yes. Was I nice to you? No. Did you become a better person because of it? Cool. That's all that matters. Like start thinking in that mentality with everything that goes on with you, right? It's truly, I say it's a young man's game because you still had that fire when you're young, right? And you're a little naive and you think you're the shit. You're cocky, you want to be the best, but you don't have the experience for it. And there's a lot that you just don't understand. And if you don't figure out that you have to get through those resentments, it's like, okay, I hate this person or I don't like them or I just don't like talking to them. And it's like, why? If you just stop and think, why? Why do I have resentment? Oh, because he makes fun of me. Okay, cool. He makes fun of you. That does what? Bruises your ego? Because that's usually the most that it does. It bruises your ego, right? Or he's making me look bad. How can someone make you look bad unless you were doing something wrong? Was he pointing out a flaw? Fix the flaw. Do you do something poorly? Okay, cool. Find a tool that will help you do it better. That's it. And then be open about it. Like me, I am horrible with like presenting things, like being organized, and like I'm good with my words, but when I put things on paper, it's a mess, right? It's a mess. That's why like I found tools that make that better for me and easy for me. And I always put it out there, and it's not something that you hide. If you hide your flaws, first off, people think you're a liar, you're not genuine, and they will show through. And that builds resentment. People have resentments built into themselves because they resent that they won't change and that other people see them in a certain light. But if you're like, you know what? I'm 5'7". I'm short. I can't do that because I'm short. I can't do this because I'm not intelligent enough. I can't do this because I just don't understand it. And then, oh yeah, could you help me understand it? Well, then maybe I'll be more competent later. Putting those flaws out there, trying to, you don't even have to get better at it. Just get better with dealing with it and make sure that it's not something you're trying to hide. Resentments are things that we try to hide, that we keep in the dark. It's like, just keep on pushing it down. You keep on pushing that down and it's just going to blow up in your face. And then you just look stupid because you're hiding it. Everyone knows you're hiding it. It's something you're ashamed of. and things that you're ashamed of, that you are knowledgeable, that you know that it's there, and then you were trying to hide it. That just makes you look like a fool and a liar, and just like, no, I'm this guy. Oof, too much, too much. And the longer you do this through your life, like the more and more people won't trust you. 'Cause it's like, wow, this dude's what, in his mid 30s, and he still has this resentment against his mommy or against that dude that he knew 10 years ago. It's like, who cares? Or he's still trying to hide the fact that he doesn't understand shit about finances, or he doesn't know how to do anything besides his job, or take care of his kids, or do basic stuff. So, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, guys, yeah, 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 yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, how about them Cowboys? Like it's like what? It's like hiding those resentments. Just hiding that just fucking puts into the light of how much of like a hypocrite you are. It's so hard to admit that you're wrong. You're bad at something, that you need to improve in something. People like that, be very wary of. Be very wary of, especially what you tell them. And giving things to people, right? Because just if you have someone in your life that you're constantly trying to help out, right? It could be financial, it could be your time, it could be your energy, it could be all these things, right? And then they're like, you know what? Oh man, you never help me out enough. You don't help me out enough. It's like, okay, well, why don't you do this to help yourself out? Or someone that's having a hard time and you're trying to help them over and over, and then they want to criticize you or ask for help, then you help them, and then you feel bad and you build up a resentment against them because you help them and they never listen to you, but you still help them anyways. It's like that right there is a really bad way to build up resentment, because then you try to put it onto them. It's like, man, I help you. I try to tell you all the time that you should do this. I give you money. I help you out. I show up there, and you never listen to me. Whoa, they never listen to you, and you're still helping them out. And then you give them money, or you give them your time, some stuff that you can't get back, that's precious to you. You give them something precious to you, even though you're giving them all this information and help, and they don't take any of it. That builds resentment, and you're helping losers. Really, that's when you have to like cut people off. If you continuously help them or give them advice and they throw it in your face, don't listen to anything, then they want to play a pity party and get all these handouts with your time, money, attention, whatever, and then you say no, and then they start calling you a bad guy. It's like, man, there's no resentment needed, brother. See you later. Sucks to suck. Move on. And that's with most things. Learn to let go. If you learn to let go of everything that you can't control, or even things you can control that you've neglected or didn't know that you're doing wrong, then peace wins, man. That freedom over resentment. There are very few things I resent now, but back in the day, everything. You looked at me the wrong way, I'm like, man, I hate you for life. Like, you're marked. That's how a lot of people are, especially people that have something to prove. And it's okay to be like that. It's 100% okay. Like, even if I was talking to myself, my old 22-year-old self, I'm like, yeah, man, get that resentment. That's fine. It's fine. But just understand you have this resentment for no reason, and it's just putting a weight on you. That resentment that you have against other people, against your family, against your friends, against people that don't care about you, it's just a weight you're putting on yourself, and you're carrying for no reason at all. And it's only going to hurt you in the end. So let those resentments go. Understand that it doesn't mean much. And if it does, it's something that you can change very easily.